College football as we know it has been flipped on its head in recent years. NIL deals, schools flipping conferences, and the college football playoff, it's all changing. It's changed so much that we've even got conferences talking about leaving the NCAA as a whole. I know it's really not that deep, but let's imagine a world where the Southeastern Conference goes off and does their own thing. Let's imagine college football without the SEC. Welcome to Sportsmanlike Misconduct. This is a channel where I make football content, uniform videos, or concepts like the one you're watching today. If you enjoyed today's video, maybe you should go and check out some of my other stuff. Feel free to stick around after too, because I've got more on the way. The SEC leaving the NCAA erased 16 teams from our pool, leaving us with 120 schools to realign. First up, the return to glory for the Pac-12. I'm bringing it back, baby. We've got Washington, Wazoo, Oregon, Oregon State, Cal, Stanford, San Jose State, Fresno State, USC, UCLA, San Diego State, and Hawaii. This is our new Pac-12, made up by 3 of the most western continental U.S. states and Hawaii, which is where? The Pacific Ocean. All right. Over to the Mountain West, we have Boise State, Nevada, UNLV, Utah State, Utah, BYU, Arizona State, Arizona, Wyoming, Colorado State, Colorado, Air Force, New Mexico, and New Mexico State. This is our biggest conference in the whole realignment. The Mountain West gets a little bit stronger with the addition of some Big 12 teams, and I think that this would be fun because it can establish some new rivalries, especially with Boise State. Now headed to the Big 12, we have Iowa State, Nebraska, Kansas, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, TCU, Texas Tech, Baylor, SMU, Houston, Tulane, and Memphis. In this scenario, Memphis finally lands in the Big 12, Nebraska makes their return, SMU makes it into a conference that actually makes sense for them, and Tulane joins a more powerful conference as their program continues to grow. Now headed over to the American Athletic, we have Missouri State, Tulsa, Arkansas State, North Texas, Louisiana Tech, Louisiana Monroe, Louisiana, Sam Houston, Rice, Texas State, UTSA, and UTEP. The new AAC has one of the newest D1 FBS call-ups in the Missouri State Bears and has a butt-ton of Texas teams. Now headed to the Big Ten, we have Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Northwestern, Illinois, Purdue, Indiana, Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan State. This version of the Big Ten has a ton of the staple teams, but it's made up of only Midwestern states. Now it's time for some action. In the MAC, we have Northern Illinois, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Ball State, Toledo, Bowling Green, Miami, Ohio, Ohio, Akron, Kent State, and Buffalo. We have a very traditional MAC alignment going on here. Each of these teams are one of the core members, and even though NIU wants to leave for the Mountain West,
you're going nowhere.
Now to one of my favorite conferences in this entire realignment, it's the Big East. The Big East has Syracuse, Boston College, Rutgers, Penn State, Pitt, West Virginia, Cincinnati, Louisville, Virginia, and Virginia Tech. Technically a new conference, the Big East returns with some of the founding members, as well as some programs from the ACC and Big 12. And speaking of the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference has Miami, UCF, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Clemson, Wake Forest, UNC, Duke, NC State, and Maryland. The ACC has teams all along, say it with me, the Atlantic Coast, how it should be, with some of the newcomers in UCF and Maryland, but the rest is made up of current members. Now to a new conference that I stole a name for, the Colonial. In the Colonial, we have UMass, UConn, Army, Temple, Navy, James Madison, Liberty, Old Dominion, Marshall, and Delaware. Another new FBS call-up in Delaware is joining their fellow Colonial State programs in a conference that still maintains, revives, and introduces some new rivalries. Moving to the Sun Belt, we have South Florida, Florida International, Florida Atlantic, Coastal Carolina, ECU, Charlotte, App State, Georgia State, and Georgia Southern. In the Sun Belt, we basically have the schools from the southeast part of the United States with Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Now in the final conference, the CUSA, we have Western Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, Jacksonville State, Alabama Birmingham, also known as UAB, Troy, Kennesaw State, Southern Miss, and South Alabama. The CUSA is a bit of a melting pot of current members, AAC members, and Sun Belt members all along the east side of the United States. And you're probably wondering where one of these teams are. One that I did not mention, and that is Notre Dame. They're independent. Traditionalists, rejoice. There's obviously not a ton of tradition here anyway because the SEC as a whole is gone, but this is my version of the NCAA football scene without them. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you did down in the comments below, and let me know how you would realign the college football conferences if the SEC just got up and left. That's all I've got for you guys today. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, share with some of your friends, and if you want to stick around for more, drop a sub as well. But for now, I'll see you guys later. Until the next video.